Welcome to the virtual college exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping items before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at the same website. That's CACRAO.org, CACRAO.org. I would now like to turn it over to our
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Clarissa Orrick, and I am an admissions counselor here at Newberry College. Today, we're going to go over all the details that you would want to know about our school in terms of admissions, financial aid, campus life, programs, a little bit of everything. But before we get started, I'm going to let our other panelists introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Vaughn, and I work as the Music Admissions and Recruitment Coordinator. So if you are a music applicant, I would be the admissions counselor helping you with that process.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Milena Velez. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Newberry. I'm very excited to have you all talk to us today about everything that Newberry College has to offer. So we'll just dive right in. I'll get us started with some general information about Newberry College. For those of you who are not familiar with where we're located, we're nestled in Newberry, South Carolina. It's a very picturesque small town, just about 40 minutes northwest of Columbia. We were founded in 1856 by Reverend John Bachman, and we are actually a Lutheran institution. We are a small private liberal arts institution, and we have about 1,200, just over 1,200 undergraduate students, and another 50 or so in some of our online degree completion programs. So we do have offering for pretty much everyone from first-time freshman transfer to our adult learners. We represent 21 different states and 23 different countries from around the world. And of course, we boast some of the statistics that a lot of other small private liberal institutions have. We have a 13-to-1 student-faculty ratio, which means that for every faculty member on campus, we only have 13 students. So you really, truly get to know your advisors, your instructors, and in many cases, they become your mentors and people who stay with you throughout your life. We are also very generous with our student financial aid, and we work with students and families to meet them where they're at. As a result of that, 99% of our students do receive financial aid, which is fantastic. Because of all of these factors combined, we have actually been ranked pretty high in various different rankings. For example, some of our pride points that we're highlighting here, we were ranked number 6 in best value for regional colleges in the South. The South encompasses a lot of different states, so that's a pretty good ranking, as well as 11th overall as far as regional colleges go in the South. And then a couple of other rankings that we're pretty proud of. We were ranked number 6 this year in social mobility. I know that's a new statistics as far as US News and World Report goes. So that just means that essentially we graduate students who are Pell eligible and come from lower income backgrounds at the same rates that we graduate all of our other students. So we truly have a commitment to the success of our students coming from a variety of different backgrounds. And we were also ranked pretty high for economic diversity by US News and World Report. Most recently as well, we found out that we were ranked number 1 in the South for affordability by Land EDU, which was fantastic. So all of these things combined tell you the opinion that the outside community has of Newberry. So let me turn it over to Ms. Clarissa Orrick, and she's going to tell you a little bit more specifically about Newberry and what we have to offer you.
All right, so at Newberry, with us being liberal arts, we do also have quite a variety of majors and programs for you to pursue as far as educational and career goals. So as you guys can see on the screen right here, there's a little bit of something for everybody. So whether you're interested in being a teacher or something in business, something in sports, Something I also like to highlight is we have quite a large variety of pre-professional programs. So if anyone who's watching is interested in being a doctor, a dentist, doing therapy of some sort, we do also offer those concentrations to help set you up for graduate school for those pre-professional programs. We do also offer a military science leadership program. So if anyone is in JROTC and are interested in joining our ROTC program and becoming an officer in the military, we do offer that as well. Some of you who may be watching might be also transfer students who might need more of an online program versus a campus program. So we do offer for those opportunities for students who are interested in completing their degree online with us. And those are going to be in criminal justice, psychology, respiratory therapy, and going from a registered nurse to a BSN. So for those last two, the respiratory therapy and the RN to BSN, you do have to currently have your licensure and be practicing in those fields. But those of you who are interested in criminal justice or psychology, that's a simple transfer process. So as long as you meet the requirements, we can get you all set up to do that program online with us.
Thanks, Clarissa. So I just want to talk briefly about our music department and what ensembles we offer students who decide to major in music, but also these ensembles are open to any student on campus. So we do have a thriving music department. We are getting really close to having 1 in 10 students on campus participating in one of our music ensembles. So if you are interested in continuing to play or sing in college, you will find a great community of musicians at Newberry. We do have 4 large ensembles on campus: the Chamber Orchestra, the Scarlet Spirit Marching Band, the Wind Ensemble, and the Newberry College Singers. And all of these ensembles come with an offer of a participation scholarship for students. Whether you're a music major or not a music major, you can get some music scholarship money for being in those large ensembles. We also have a number of different small ensembles or chamber ensembles where you'll be working with different faculty members and playing in different instrumentations or singing in smaller ensembles, and those are also open to all students on campus.
All right, so let's check out to see where some of our alumni are heading out to into the workforce once they leave here from Newberry. So we have a variety of people on the screen here just to kind of give you guys an idea of what they've majored in and what kind of careers they've gone on to. So for example, we'll start with Emma Lindsay. She graduated from Newberry College just very recently, majored in business, and she's now our alumni engagement coordinator. So she loved her experience so much that she wants to keep connecting with all the students who used to go here and keeping them up to date and abreast of all the things that are happening on campus. Hannah Rower in the second screen, she is an elementary education school teacher. So our education program is one of the top programs that we offer here, and we do offer anything from elementary ed all the way up to secondary education. And she's been a teacher for about 2 years now. Partners Casey and Brian, they also were in pharmacy and business. So with Casey, she actually did her pre-pharmacy program here with us and went on to Presbyterian to complete her degree and get her doctorate. And now she is the chair of the entire program at Presbyterian. So she's definitely going on and doing some amazing things for the community. And then our last couple here, we have Precious Garrett and Albert Garrett, who did more of our financing area, and they actually work in their own business at ADP, and then our top leaders at Bridgestone. So very large companies that a lot of our students are working at, and some locally as well. So campus life, there are tons of things to get involved in on campus, just aside from your academics. So whether you're looking into maybe a study abroad program. So here at Newberry, we have a Maymester program where students can partake in our study abroad program. It's usually about a 2 or 3 week long trip. We start advertising very early, and it's an all-inclusive program that you can go and study abroad in a different country. So whether that's Costa Rica, Haiti, France, Germany. Some of our music programs do something special and go like to Italy. Our art program likes to go to Austria. So there are a lot of opportunities to become more culturally knowledgeable here at Newberry College. We also have over 50 active clubs and organizations on campus. So that's going to range from your interest groups such as fishing and esports to things academic-wise, so honor societies, Student Nurses Association. You can even start a club. All you have to do is have a few people interested, and we can get a whole new, brand new club on campus. If you're interested in our honors program, we offer that as well. It gives you a little bit more of a rigorous curriculum, extra opportunities as far as engagement events, research opportunities. If you're looking to do your own research project, that is available as well. With our intramurals, if you're thinking, oh, I like sports, but I don't really want to play at the D2 level, I just kind of like to do it for fun. We do also offer that opportunity for you to get a group of friends together, maybe just do a 4x4 basketball, a sand volleyball team, badminton, and just have some fun camaraderie sports on campus. And brand new last fall is our esports varsity team. So for those of you who aren't familiar, this is competitive online video gaming, and we do offer scholarships for this as well. So we are active in 4 games currently. That's going to be Madden, Fortnite, and then 2 others as well. And we are currently recruiting for those teams. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to us. Part of your on-campus experience could also be part of the Greek life system. So we have overall 9 fraternities and sororities here on our campus, and we have about 30% of campus is Greek. They are one of the top leaders on campus. They are quite involved and very philanthropic. This past year, they actually raised over $70,000 in monetary value and hours dedicated to the community here in Newberry. So we have a great relationship with the community here in Newberry. Reasons to join a Greek system would be providing leadership opportunities. So whether you want to be the vice president or in charge of maybe new member associations, or even the president of a Greek system as well. It's also a great way to build relationships. So if you're looking for a home away from home, and a great way to meet friends on campus very quickly, and also encouraging to get involved in the community as well. We do also have Greek Week and activities that they'll sponsor, and you can always find them on campus raising money for their philanthropies as well. We do also have 20 NCAA Division II athletic teams, and we participate in the South Atlantic Conference. So as you can see here, we have quite a nice spread of men's and women's sports, as well as dance and cheerleading. Now, for those of you who aren't as familiar with athletics, there are certain times when you're allowed to actually start engaging with our coaches, and that's usually around the end of junior year. So for those of you who are at the end of your junior year or are currently a senior, now is the time to go ahead and start actively reaching out to us. On our athletics page, we do have a list of all of our coaches' contact information, as well as a recruit form that you can fill out. So that way you can send in your information specifically to the coach and start beginning that relationship. So on campus dining, we have actually 3 different options, kind of 4. There's a stop and go shop, but food is very important when you're coming to college. You need your nourishment. You want to make sure you have a variety of options as well. So the Kaufman Dining Hall is your main dining option with the all-you-can-eat buffet. Simply swipe in and choose from a variety of options, from Mama's Home Cooking of chicken and fish and grits, to the grill with hot dogs and hamburgers, and to our pizza and substation. There's a little bit of something for everybody every day of the week, 3 days a week, 3 times a day. We also have Chick-fil-A in Boar's Head if you're looking for some more of local eats, as well as the Wolf's Den, which is a stop and go shop in our science building. If you didn't have time to sit down and have a meal, you can grab a sandwich or some chips on your way to class. So with Residence Life, we have over 8 different residence halls. And we're actually going to be hopefully breaking ground on 2 new ones in the next 2 years. And those are going to be single rooms for our students. So for those of you who are interested in having your own room, but still having a communal sharing space to engage with other students, that'll be something to look forward to in the next couple of years. But for our freshmen, all freshmen live in our Brokaw Hall Residence Hall, which is a co-ed residence hall that actually got completely renovated last year. It got new Wi-Fi, completely redone bathrooms, new fixtures, air conditioning, the works. And it houses about 300 of our incoming freshman students. And then some of our other students live in Cromer as well. So that is also a co-ed residential style. You have 2 people to a room and communal sharing of bathrooms and showers. And you can definitely decorate and move the furniture around so it's very you and feels very comfortable while you're here with us. As an upperclassman, you get a little bit more of a selection of opportunities. So for those of you who might want an all-female or all-male residence hall, or if you wanted to opt and go for more of the apartment and suite styles during junior and senior year, those are definitely an option. We have a few different offerings such as Pearson, Walker, and Oakland Mills, which is an apartment style shortly down the road. So you can have anywhere between 2 to about 8 people in a giant apartment suite. So depending on your living style and how many people you like to have in your own suite, we offer those individual bedrooms and personal bathrooms as well. Now I'm going to turn it over to our director, and she's going to kind of talk to you about how to get started with us here.
Thank you so much, Clarissa. So now that we've shown you some images from around campus and given you some information on academics, athletics, student life, everything, but you're all asking yourselves, if you have not yet submitted your application, what are my next steps to get started on the road to Newberry College? So we'll talk a little bit for a few minutes about that, but before I get started with some of our admissions requirements, I do want to highly encourage you to come visit us on campus. We do have individual visits. We have opened them up, and while they're very limited and socially distanced and masks are required, we do still want you to come see us on campus and be able to experience Newberry College for yourselves as well. So if you are interested, just give us a quick call or go on our website at www.newberry.edu and schedule a visit for yourself. At the visit, we'll also talk a little bit about the application process, but I'll preview it for you here as well. So if you're a first-time freshman, you are currently in high school or you recently graduated and have not attended college anywhere else, then your application process is the following. First of all, you have to submit your application. We have our own institutional application form, which is on our website. You just need to click on Apply Now, but we also accept the common application. So regardless of which way you go, we don't have any preference. It's up to you, whichever application is easiest for you. If you're applying to a number of different colleges and all of them accept the common application, I would personally recommend that you submit the common application because it's just going to be easier on yourself. You will have to fill it out once and then you can send it out to all the different institutions. However, if you're applying to 5 different schools and none of them accept the common application, then fill out our institutional form because it will be just a little bit shorter than the common app and it might not take you as long to complete. It's completely free to apply online, and we do have rolling admissions process, and I'll explain what that means here in a little bit. To complete your freshman application, once you submit the application form, make sure to speak to your guidance counselor or your college counseling office in your high school and request your official high school transcript to be sent to us. We know that that's going to be incomplete, especially if you're currently in your senior year, but as long as your junior year is complete, we can review that transcript and make an admissions decision. You will still have to submit a final high school transcript right before you start classes at Newberry, but that's later on. For admissions purposes, we just need your current high school transcript with all courses listed on there. We're looking for a GPA of 3.0 or higher for admissions purposes. However, if your GPA is below that, that doesn't mean that you'll be automatically disqualified or we wouldn't consider your application. We'll absolutely review it. We'll just need some additional information like a letter of recommendation from your guidance counselor or a teacher who knows you really well. We also need you to submit your test scores. ACT, SAT, whichever one you've taken, that's the one you get to send to us. You can send it officially through the testing agency, so that'll be ETS for ACT or College Board for the SAT, or if your high school includes the test scores on your high school transcript, we consider that official, and then you don't need to submit them separately. We do not, however, accept unofficial test scores. That being said, we also can offer test optional admission. We know that currently there's a lot of difficulty for students to actually gain access to the testing center. A lot of testing dates have been canceled, and it's just all around. Things have been a little bit more difficult this past year. So if you'd prefer to be considered a test optional candidate, that's also a possibility. Just speak to your admissions counselor and they'll give you direction on what you need to do next. Personal essay is optional, except for students who choose to go the test optional route, in which case we do require the essay. And then a letter of recommendation is also optional. If you have somebody in your life who you feel strongly would speak on your behalf and they could provide a letter of recommendation for admissions purposes, if you'd like to send that letter, by all means, go ahead. We'll be happy to receive that. And we also always enjoy reading letters of recommendation from Newberry alumni who currently work with you in one capacity or another, whether it's coach, or as teacher at your high school, or they know you very well. For transfer students, the process is very similar, just a little bit different. The application is the same, free to apply. The application is available online or through the common application. We do have a separate transfer application that just asks questions slightly different, so make sure to select the right one when you go to our website. We do need all of your college transcripts as well. So if you started at one school, then transferred to another, and now you're looking to come to Newberry, we will need all of those college transcripts sent to us officially. And we're looking for a GPA, overall GPA of 2.5 or higher, so proving that you have been successful in college level classes. If you have less than 24 credit hours, that's 24 total credit hours from all institutions attended, we do need that high school transcript as well. And also, if you're a resident of South Carolina, we might need your final high school transcript for financial aid purposes as well. So that's for freshmen and transfer. Now let's take a look at real quick at the requirements for some of our online degree completion programs.
Before we head to there, I do want to touch base, Milena. For those freshmen who are taking dual enrollment classes at your local technical college, you are still considered a first-time freshman since you haven't fully attended college solely. So since you're still in high school taking college classes, you'll still be following that first-time freshman application, but you will want to send that college transcript so you can get college credit for those classes.
That was actually a great note. Thank you so much, Clarissa. Yes, absolutely. If you're a first-time freshman or you're still in high school attending dual enrollment classes, you do need to send us those official college transcripts, but that doesn't have to happen right away. You could actually send those a little bit later, as long as those courses are reflected on your high school transcript right now, and we see the grades that you've been given for that. Okay. That was a really good point. So online degree completion, for those of you who are adult learners or you have a number of college credits already and you're looking for entirely online degree, we do have 4 of those degrees like Clarissa mentioned earlier. The admission requirements and application requirements are slightly different for 2 of the programs than for the other 2. So for our RN to BSN and Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy programs degree, the application process does include a licensure, which is why the application process is just a little bit different. So for all those programs, you do submit the online application form. Again, it's free. It's on our website. For those programs, we don't usually look for common applications, but if you submit that, that's okay as well. We do need official transcripts for RN to BSN and BSRT that show that completed licensure degree. So we do need to see the transcript with the RN or the RTA degree and a minimum of 2.0 overall GPA. We also, for South Carolina residents, do need the official final high school transcript. That's for financial aid purposes only. And we do need the copy of the license. For criminal justice and psychology online degree programs, the requirements are slightly different. The online application form is the same, and we do still need official transcripts from all attended post-secondary institutions and the minimum of 2.0 GPA, but we also need to make sure that you have a minimum of 45 transferable credit hours. That's because this is a degree completion program. So if you're short of those 45 transferable credit hours, you might need to take another semester somewhere else before you can come to us, because our program is very lockstep. So once you start in, it does take about a year to a year and a half to complete, but it has a limited number of hours that we offer online for that. The official final high school transcript for South Carolina residents might also be required just for financial aid purposes. That's pretty much it for the admissions requirement. So let's talk a little bit about what happens in your timeline. The applications are already opened. You can submit your applications online, and we have started making admissions decisions, which is great. And it's just ahead of the October 1st financial aid deadline. So it's actually not a deadline so much as a specific date. The financial aid application, the free application for financial aid, or as many of you know it as FAFSA, does open on October 1st for fall 2021. So if you're currently in high school or in college and you're looking to start with us for fall 2021, October 1 is when you can officially go into FAFSA and submit your FAFSA application to all of the schools that you're applying to. A few things to remember about the FAFSA: it's 100% free to complete. So if by any chance you go to the wrong website, maybe FAFSA.com or something else, don't do that. Then you'll end up paying a fee. If you end up with a FAFSA application that asks you to pay a fee, you're at the wrong spot. I'm saying this because throughout the years, I've seen a lot of students who unfortunately make that mistake. We never get their FAFSA, and then they end up paying a fee for something that's completely free. FAFSA.ed.gov is the website that you need to go to in order to file the financial aid application safely, securely, and most of all, free of charge. In order to submit your FAFSA directly to Newberry, you need to use the institutional code of 003440. That's on all of our application materials. It's on our website, so you don't have to remember it right now or write it down in a hurry on a Post-it note. We can send it to you anytime you need it as well. Once you have submitted your FAFSA and you're completing that with information using your 2019 taxes, you can submit it to as many schools as you want, and you get to rank those schools as well. We review the application for financial aid once you're admitted, which is why it's also important to work on your admission application before you start working on the financial aid process. Once your application for admission is accepted, we turn to look for your financial aid application, we pull it, and we start creating a financial aid offer for you. That financial aid offer will include a number of different things. On the federal side, it might include a Pell Grant or an FSEOG, which is the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, federal work study, and any other grants and loans that you might be eligible on the federal level. On the state level, it might include a number of different things such as the Hope or Life Scholarship or Pro Medal Fellow Scholarship if you've done exceptionally well in your high school curriculum and your test scores, as well as some additional state aid that's available there. On the institutional side, as soon as your application for admission is completed, we do consider you for all of our academic and merit scholarships. Currently, they range from 9 to about 13 or 14,000. We changed the matrix a little bit this year so that it affords more opportunity for students to gain a merit scholarship. You could also be awarded some endowed scholarships. That's something that friends and alumni of the college have donated to the college in order to award those funds to students as we see fit. And we can give you more information about that as needed. Other institutional funds available include investment grant, transfer scholarships, athletic aid. We are a Division II institution, which means that we do offer athletic scholarships. If that's something that you're interested in and you're not in touch with one of our coaches already for your respective sport, do make sure to reach out to them and make sure that they know that you're interested. You might have to do a tryout, you might have to come to campus or send a video. It really varies from sport to sport, but there's an opportunity for you there to gain an athletic scholarship towards your education, which is fantastic. We do also have some music scholarships, and I'm sure Dr. Vaughn will be happy to answer some questions about that as well. Band scholarship, marching band scholarships. Ms. Clarissa mentioned earlier marching band scholarship, the ROTC scholarship as well, so that's an opportunity. And our fishing team and esports teams also have some financial aid options for students who are interested in participating. Of course, you do have to try out for those as well. So as you can see, there's truly a lot of different opportunities for you to offset some of those out-of-pocket responsibilities that might be so scary at first when you start looking at college, especially right now. That's pretty much it for the financial aid purpose. And now we would like to turn it over to you. What kind of questions do you have that we can answer for you on anything? We're here to kind of help you out with that.
Like Milena said, we're open to questions now. So whether it's something specifically about Newberry or just college general questions in general, you can use the Q&A box down below. They come directly to us. So it's a private message. No one else will see your question. So definitely feel free to start sending us some questions. And I'll go ahead and put up our contact slide. So if you're interested in getting in touch with any of us, all of our contact information is on here. We are reachable via text, phone, or email, depending on your preferred method of communication. And if you're an international student, Ms. Milena Velez will be your contact for that. And if you're interested in a music program, as far as a major or even an ensemble, definitely check out Ms. Lauren Vaughn. Otherwise, you can contact any which of us. We do also have on our website the breakdown of our counties and states if you want to make sure you get in touch with the appropriate counselor as well.
If we don't have any questions, I can get us started with a couple of questions that usually students ask us when they come to campus. So one question, I'll just pose it out and maybe Dr. Vaughn and Ms. Ora can answer that for us, but how would you describe a typical Newberry student?
So I would say a typical Newberry student is definitely very well balanced. Typically, a lot of us students get to be involved in a lot of things on this campus. So even though we're small, you definitely get to be a big fish and be involved in everything, especially with athletes. So if you're thinking about being a student athlete and think you can only just do that, we have a lot of student athletes that are in Greek life, that are in student government, and they're also pursuing rigorous majors such as nursing and education. So there's definitely a great balance between academics and social life here on this campus. So you can definitely get involved in a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. I would echo all of that. And I would also add that students who come to our campus often make the comment that they love the family-oriented feel and environment of our school. One where they recognize people, they make friends very easily, they get to know their professors, they get to know the staff members on campus, and they really enjoy that smaller school environment where they can feel a part of the team. So I'd say if that's you, if you're looking for that smaller school family environment, definitely come visit Newberry if you haven't already, and see if you get that feeling when you walk into campus as well.
And just like Lauren said, it's definitely all about coming to visit, because you really just don't know until you come to campus. And that's going to be where you're going to go for the next 4 years. And you definitely want to make sure it feels right and it feels comfortable. So we can tell you as much facts and figures and go over all these questions via Zoom, but it's definitely all about coming to visit. And we definitely have those slots available for you guys to come check us out in person.
Thank you both so much. Any questions from our participants? Anything that we can answer for you at all? All right. Well, if there is anything that we can answer for you, feel free to reach out to any of us. Like Clarissa said, we're here for you. We're here to walk you through the entire application process from step one all the way until you start classes and hear that bell ring in your honor, which we have a great bell on campus, by the way, and it rings at the beginning and at the end of each school year. It's one of our traditions that we have here at Newberry. Oh, we do actually have a quick question. The question is, how would student athletes get in touch with the coach? So one way to get in touch is you can actually go on our website, www.newberry.edu, click on athletics from there, and you can find out the contact information for every single head assistant coach and so forth. Or you could reach out to admissions and let us know which coach in which sport you would like to get in touch with, and we will be absolutely happy to provide that information or put them in touch with you.
And just to add on to that, like I mentioned earlier, there's also a recruit form, which is also a great way. So that athletics page is going to be your go-to for everything. It's broken down by sport. So find your sport, find that contact information, and definitely highly encourage filling out that recruit form. That lets you send in all your personal information as well as your stats. And a lot of each sports use different websites as well, so you can send in videos. So if you can't get in touch with a coach, definitely reach out to admissions, and we're happy to help you connect with them.
Any other questions from anyone? Or Lauren and Clarissa, do we have any other questions that usually you get from students that'll be useful?
I'm going to pose one to Clarissa because I think she does a great job talking about this. So like Milena mentioned at the very beginning of our presentation, we are a private liberal arts college, and typically private colleges come with a higher sticker price for tuition, about the same price for room and board, but that tuition price does look a little bit larger compared to maybe some of the state schools that you're considering, especially if you're an in-state student. So Clarissa, can you talk a little bit about that myth of private schools being more expensive than public schools and how we bust that myth here at Newberry?
That is a fantastic question. So that's definitely something commonly seen with private schools is, whoa, that price is so expensive. I cannot afford to go there. So I'm just going to go somewhere locally, really close, so I can stay at home. Surprisingly though, private schools actually can offer a lot more scholarships than public schools. So with our sticker price of being this past year $39,450, on average, most students pay less than $15,000. And as you guys saw on that financial aid slide, there is a little bit of everything on there, and everything is what we call stackable. So what that means is you're not just going to get one or the other, you're going to get a little bit of everything. So filling out that FAFSA, seeing what Pell Grants, student loans you're eligible for, plus Hope or Life or Palmetto Fellows, plus an academic scholarship. And if you're also doing athletics, that's an athletic scholarship, music, fishing, esports. And we also highly encourage outside scholarship searching. So we do have some sites that Newberry recommends to use, on our personal financial aid page, as well as your guidance counselor is going to be a fantastic resource for that. So every little bit helps, whether it's $50 or $1,000. You can write an essay or drop your name in a hat. So there is that myth of the sticker price, but we can actually be more affordable than your local college just because we do have the opportunity to offer so many variety of scholarships to all of our students. So definitely don't discount a private school just yet. Come visit, check us out. Let's have that conversation, because you just might not know until you get that financial aid package and you'll see, wow, I can actually afford this. And we do offer payment plans as well if you do have a balance left that you can pay on throughout the school year.
Fantastic information. Thanks for answering my question, Clarissa. So another thing that I think a lot of students are considering as you're looking at where to go to college is where you want to be located, right? And so a lot of students might be looking at some of the schools that are in bigger cities in South Carolina. Here in Newberry, we're more of a residential campus. We're located in more of a smaller city. But I wanted to highlight that we are very close to a lot of different things that happen in this state. So we have a lot going on in Newberry itself. We have a great vibrant downtown area with lots of great coffee shops and ice cream parlors and restaurants. We also have a main kind of shopping and dining district with just about anything that you could need as a college student. But we are only about 45 minutes or less from downtown Columbia. So if they like going to the Riverbank Zoo or attending some events in downtown Columbia, a number of our students also take off on the weekends and head to the upstate, and they go hiking and they go looking at waterfalls and they head to Charlotte and take in a number of activities there. So Newberry is really kind of centrally located in the state, and while we're not located in a large city, it's very easy to get away on the weekend if you are looking for more of that kind of larger city lifestyle, but you want to be on a safer, smaller residential campus like Newberry.
So we had another fantastic question come in. It's basically asking, what are the requirements, and are they strict requirements for the admissions process? So as you guys saw earlier, we had a list of our GPA and test score. There actually are averages. So they're not cut and dry, hard and fast deadlines and fast numbers. If you do have a little bit of a lower GPA or a little bit lower test score, that does not mean you're not going to get in. We would just want you to send in a little bit more materials than an average student, so that way we have more to look at. So that essay that you could contact us to get the topic for, that letter of recommendation from your teacher or your guidance counselor. Here at Newberry, we're always looking for reasons to accept. We're never looking to deny someone. So the more materials that you can send in for us to look at, the better. So we're even working with you guys very individually. So if one of us is your admissions counselor and we see that you sent in your test score and it was just shy of our average, we'll be like, hey, Sally Sue, please send in that essay. That way I can add it to your application so the committee has more to review for you. So we're definitely willing to work with you guys one-on-one if this is where you want to be. We're just focused on making sure that you guys will be very academically and socially successful here at Newberry.
That was a great question and some really good answers here. And we're happy to provide any further information about anything that you need. So do we have any other questions? Anything else that we can answer for you at this point? All right. Well, thank you all so much for attending today. We really appreciate that you took time out of your day to hang out with us this afternoon. And we can wait another couple of minutes or hand it back over to our StriveScan coordinator to close out the session. The session is recorded. Oh, there you go. We just got another question. Our academic year usually starts, so the question is, when does our academic year start? Usually it begins in mid to late August. This year we have altered our academic calendar a little bit. We did start at the same time, so our classes started on August 17th. They will finish right before Thanksgiving with a virtual finals week will take place right after that. So students will go home right before Thanksgiving, and then we have introduced a J term, so students will be able to take some classes virtually during the month of January. So they're not coming back to campus until February, and then the academic year usually ends in early May for the entire year. Does that answer your question? Or if you have any follow-up, feel free to type them up, or if anybody needs some additional information.
So we have another question about when can I actually start college? So typically, if you are a senior this year and your planned graduation is for May or June of 2021, typically you'll want to start fall 2021. So when you're filling out those college applications, you'll want to select fall 2021, and pretty much all schools will begin in August. But just like Milena said, this year was just a little bit different due to the pandemic. Hopefully things will be quote unquote back to normal next year, but just plan for that we might have to start online potentially and then slowly transition to on-campus instruction. But if you are a student who's thinking about graduating early, we do have some students that I know in South Carolina and other states that finish up their high school requirements in December. We do have a spring start as well. So if you are wanting to go ahead and get a jump start, graduating in December and want to start in January, we can work through that as well. But the standard start time for most first-time freshmen is fall 2021.
Any other last minute questions that we can answer for you?
We have about 5 minutes left, so if you do have a question, definitely send it in. But if it does get sent in and we don't get it answered, we will be able to follow up with you individually.
We just got a really good question, actually. How many colleges do you recommend applying for, especially if you're looking for a major that not a lot of schools in South Carolina have? So I'll answer that from my experience, and then I can turn it over to Clarissa and Lauren to also answer that from the students that they've worked with. But personally, I recommend, and that's something that I've been telling students for years, apply to at minimum 5 to 7 colleges. Start your college search and widen it up before you narrow it back down. What I mean by that is look for more schools that fit your criteria and be very clear on what your criteria is. So think about things such as size of the school. Do you prefer a smaller campus? Do you prefer a larger campus? The location, kind of what Lauren talked about. Would you prefer a campus on a quieter location or more urban location, right downtown in a big city, for example? Those are some of the things to start thinking about, as well as how far from home would you like to go? I know there's some students who pretty much say, I need to be within 2 hours from home, or there's some students who say I need to be at least 4 hours from home. I'm not staying close to home. I need to go away. So those are some things to start thinking about, as well as which majors you're looking to pursue and any other extracurricular involvement, such as athletics or clubs and organizations you're interested in. So as you put that list of criteria together, start looking for colleges that fit your criteria and expand your search. Then visit them, whether online, virtually, visit them directly to campus, and start narrowing down your list from there. Ultimately, when you have a major that's a little bit more specific, that might not have a lot of offerings in a variety of different schools, maybe you're looking at some smaller number, like maybe 4 to 5 colleges, but give yourself the opportunity to research schools and make sure that you know what you're looking for and you've looked at enough of them to know that when you find the one, that is your campus and that will be your home for the next 4 years. Clarissa or Lauren, would you add something to that?
Oh, definitely. I definitely echo everything Milena said. Definitely, when I did my college process, I applied to 5 schools, and they were a little bit of everything. I applied to one very large school with about 30,000, some that were in the middle between 3 and 5, and one that had a little bit less than 1,000. So they had my major, so I applied, and then from there I kind of learned more about them. So definitely don't discount a school on a whole bunch of different factors. It's definitely great to kind of apply a little bit everywhere, but have an idea maybe of those kinds of criteria of like how far away, because I know that something was a factor for me as well. And I will address the question was specifically about a program like forensic science. Something you might be interested in might not be a distinct major, but it could also be a minor. So for example, our forensic science program is under our biology, chemistry, and our psychology department. So it could be your main focus within that department. So it doesn't hurt to dig a little bit deeper into academics to making sure that the college does offer that. And that should be your main and first concern, is what you want to do. Does that college offer it? While we all want to make sure that it has good food there, we also got to make sure it has our planned program of study. So definitely look a little bit of everywhere. I also like to, what I'm telling students nowadays is a lot of schools don't realize that some schools might be free, but during this month, some schools that actually charge for their application might be free this month during application month. So that could be a great opportunity for you guys to pick out some backups for you guys as well.
All right, I think that's pretty much all the time that we have. So we turn it back to our StriveScan coordinator. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to our coordinator as well, and thank you to our panelists. And we're happy to answer any questions later on as well.
All right, so I am. There we go. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of the many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at CACRAO.org. Thank you.